Hello everyone, welcome to the first video on my booktube channel. My name is Deb and today I really wanted to do the famous newbie booktube tag. I've been seeing so many people doing this tag recently and it's made me so excited to see how many new booktubers there are joining this community. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? And I actually started watching Booktube around this time last year, and the reason why I found it is because I just found this book called Crave by Tracy Wolf, and it's like a vampire-y book. Think Twilight, but with way more creatures as well. It was quite good actually. And I remember I was reading it and something happened and I was like, oh my god, this is so annoying. And I just Googled it or I YouTubed it and there were people who were like reacting to the book and I was like, what? There's a place where people do this, and I just fell into the deepest rabbit hole of watching people talk about books, react to books, rate books, and I've just been obsessed with BookTube ever since. And I think seeing how many people have joined recently has really encouraged me, especially the Black British people I've seen joining recently. And I was like, do you know what? I want to be part of that as well. So here I am. So the next question is, what fun things do you think you could bring to BookTube? And this is quite an intimidating question. Because I don't know if I'd class this as fun per se, but something I really like to do when reading is like read in nature, and I like to go to shepherd huts that are in the middle of nowhere and like get a blanket, hot water bottle, really pretty view, and yeah, read. And I think when I watch like montage videos of people setting up a nice cozy area to read, that really inspires me to read. So I'd love to incorporate like some cozy montage style, like, I don't know, vibes, atmosphere in my videos. Next question is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? And it kind of brings me back to the first question in terms of like, I just really want to meet and speak to more people who like to read and hear your opinions on the books I'm reading, and then vice versa. I can find your videos and look at what you're reading and just kind of have a community of people who all love reading. That is so exciting to me because there isn't many people in my life who love reading. My like friends and family are really into film, so yeah, reading's kind of like a me thing at the moment, so it'd be great to have more people who like to read. And I just really owe a lot to reading. I've got sickle cell, which is a long-term illness, so sometimes when I'm in hospital, reading makes it less, I don't know, a scary place to be because you're not really there in that moment all the time. Like, you can also escape into a book. And I think BookTube is kind of that for a lot of people as well. So I'd love to be part of a space that offers that escapism for people. So that's what I'm most excited about. It's just having a community, having a space that offers refuge, offers a little bit of a break from real life, and just conversations about books. Next question is, why do you love reading? Oh, that's a nice question. I love reading because it's one of those things where you can experience things you can never experience in real life in a book. And I love being right there with a character, especially in first person books. When you're in a character's mind, you kind of feel like you're their best friend who they tell everything to, and you're watching them grow and experience things, and it's just the best feeling, that feeling you get when you're like about to see something huge happen. It feels, I don't know, it feels nostalgic in some ways. Like sometimes when I'm in a car, I'll remember a memory and I'm like, is that my memory or is that a memory from a character? And that is so cool. Like, what kind of experiences do you get from that? You can't get that from a film, I don't think. So that's why I love reading. So the next question is, what book or series got you into reading? And this is such a nostalgic question, because I remember the books that really got me hooked was Dustbin Baby and The Suitcase Kid, and there was one about the teacher, all from Jacqueline Wilson, when I was about 10 years old, that I just really enjoyed. And I kept finishing these books so quickly. So my mum went to the library, or no, she bought this for me actually. She went to W.H. Smith's, yeah, and she said she found the biggest book she could in like the young teen or like children's section. And little did she know that I was about to become obsessed, like truly obsessed with this series, and that is the one and the only Noughts and Crosses. Whenever someone tells me they've not read this book, I'm like, what? This book is not spoken about enough. And I know it's old, and I know it's a more like young audience book, although I think anyone could read it, but it's so good. It's about this guy called Sephi and this boy called Callum. Sephi is a cross, and in this sort of setting, crosses hold the power. So she's black, and it's kind of like dystopian because people who are black are considered a higher class. And then Callum is a naught, and he is white, and his mum worked for Steffi's mum, and there's a little bit of a romance there as well. And the way it explores race and identity and friendship and love and family, there's so many themes in here that are so interesting. You can learn so much, but also it's so entertaining. It is just the best. So I read this so quickly, and I read all the other series, and yeah, I love it. It's so good. But I can't not talk about Twilight. Edward Cullen and me had a little bit of a thing going on when I was like 13. Loved that series, and The Hunger Games as well. Those were some good times, great reading times. So next question is, so I've got these written down, so I'm like, what did I write here? What does this say? Okay. What would you ask your favourite booktubers? I think what I'd want to know is, the books that you enjoy filming, are they the same books that you enjoy? I say books. The videos that you enjoy filming, are they the same videos you enjoy watching? Or do you like watching certain type of videos, but they're not the same ones you like to film yourself? Because I really love watching the videos where people read one genre for like a week, and you just get so many recommendations from that genre, and they rate them, and then they moved on to another genre. But it must be really hard to read lots of books from a certain genre without a little break, because I like to have a little bit of a palette cleanser between genres sometimes. So yeah, I wonder. Please let me know. The next question is, what challenges do you think could happen whilst you have this booktube channel? And I think there's two that I'm conscious of. The first one is, obviously, I think I mentioned I've got sickle cell, so my health isn't always the best, and so when that happens, obviously I can't be consistent on booktube, but like touch wood, I'm touching wood, I've actually been quite well recently, so I'm hoping that that shouldn't be a problem in the near future. And the second thing is just, I think when you put yourself out there online and when you watch these videos and edit them, it can be hard not to be self-critical. And yeah, I need to be kind to myself when I'm editing these videos and when I'm watching myself back. And also I need to realise that no such videos can be perfect, especially not my first ones, and I can be a little bit of a perfectionist of how I want things to be, so I think that will be a challenge as well, but I'm going to try and have fun. This is all about reading and books, and that needs to be a fun thing and not something I get myself, I don't know, swept up in the whole like creating videos as well aspect, because I want it to mainly be about the books and the reading and hopefully meeting more people who love to read. So yeah, I think those are the challenges I think might crop up in the journey. Next question is, where do you read? And I actually read in like anywhere. I think I like to read in bed, I like to read on the sofa. I really want to get a nice reading chair for this room. I'm in the office at the moment that we're trying to do up. We're renovating our house that we just bought, so it's a work in progress, but I would love this room to be like my go-to cozy reading room eventually, but probably more down the line. But yeah, anywhere I can, I'll be reading. And I think this is the last question. I hope I've not skipped any. Yeah, this is the last question, and it is, what books do you like to read? And oh, I love this question. I am very much a romantasy, so romance and fantasy, a fantasy in general, but it needs to have a little bit of romance. Romance and thriller, recently thriller kind of girl. So I actually have some of the books that I was reading this year. So I read A Court of Thorns and Roses earlier this year, and I can't believe I had not heard of these books until literally, I don't know when I found them, but it was this year and I just binged through them. A Court of Mist and Fury was my favourite, but the whole journey, Akata, I get it, I get the hype, I'm very much here for it. I haven't read any other Sarah J Maas books though, so hopefully they all are as good. I also read Daisy Jones and the Six recently. I listened to it on audio book or Audible, and it was amazing. Like, hearing the characters come to life was like a film in your head. So good. I read The Unhoneymooners, and actually this book doesn't get very good reviews on Goodreads, and I'm confused because it was quite funny. I mean, the ending is a bit hit and miss, I get that part, but the first 75% of this book is pretty good, and I actually laughed out loud. And yeah, this kind of romance rom-com is very much a nice, quick and easy read that I don't mind doing every now and again. Me, I started that recently. I've been really enjoying this. It kind of reminds me of when I was a teenager. This is the kind of book I would have been obsessed with, and I'm still really enjoying it. Kind of dystopian, romance, yeah, my kind of vibe, definitely. I'm on the fourth book. There are a lot of books, so I'm nervous that it might start getting a bit meh, samey. I'm not sure. If you read it, let me know. Does it get better, worse? So far so good, but I think the favourite book is Ignite Me, and I've read that one. I think I'm enjoying this one more, Defy Me. But yeah, so basically I like fantasy, romance. I've not got any thriller examples. So I read The Silent Patient this year, and I think it was really good, but I think there were so many people who were talking about the big plot twist and stuff. So whenever I hear hype about a plot twist, I'm like so excited for this plot twist. So inevitably you're a little bit like, oh, is that it? Because you were so excited for it. But it is good, and the book itself is really good actually. I really enjoyed it, and it got me into thrillers. So I think in 2024 I want to read a lot more thrillers. I also read Five Survive this year, and that was pretty good. So I'm here for the thrillers, I enjoy it. And yeah, those are the kind of books I like to read. And actually I've got so many goals for 2024 in terms of like reading. So I really hope you stick around, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the new one, or the next one.